All right, thanks for joining. We're going to talk about chapter 8.5, which is about systems of nonlinear equations. So a system of nonlinear equations is just any system that has an equation that is not linear. Okay, so one of them can be a line, but not all of the equations can be linear. Specifically, our equations are going to have like a circle or an ellipse or parabola, or they're going to join in on something. So the first thing we're going to say is just system that is not all linear equations. Okay, and remember that the solution is the intersection of these equations. And lastly is just kind of the method of solving that we're going to use. So use elimination, then substitution. Okay, those are the two main things that we're going to use to solve these. So we kind of want to look at the types of solutions that we can have. So I kind of call this like the evolution of nonlinear systems. We're first going to look at what happens if I have a parabola and a line. Okay, well, with a parabola and a line, I want to start by they don't have to intersect. They can intersect at one point. So here we have 0 solutions. Here we have 1 solution. And then they can intersect at 2 points. So we can have 2 solutions. We can then go to, what about a parabola? What about a parabola and an ellipse? Okay. Slash circle. They're kind of both the same. So they don't have to intersect. They can intersect at 1 point. So no solutions. We can have 1 solution. They can intersect twice. So 2 solutions. They might intersect 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then they could definitely intersect 4 separate times. Okay. And we're going to be looking for these types of solutions. Let's do one more. Let's do a hyperbola and an ellipse. Okay, what happens with those? Well, they could not intersect, so no solutions. They could intersect once, right there. For 1, they could intersect twice. There and there. They could intersect 3 times. Maybe there, and there. 1, 2, 3. And then they could intersect 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are the types of equations or types of solutions you could be looking for. So question number 1 to bring into class is to draw the options for a cubic and a circle. So a cubic and a circle. So I want you to draw all the types of outcomes that you could possibly have between those two. So let's just get right into it and let's try solving one of these things. So we have 2x minus y equals 3, and we have x squared minus y equals 2. So this top one is just a line, and this one is a parabola. So we're trying to see how does a line interact with a parabola. Well, we did that over here. So at max, I'm looking for two solutions. So I'm going to look for 2, 1, or no solutions. Well, I said that we will start off by eliminating. So if I look here, I can eliminate these y's by simply subtracting the two equations. Okay, so we'll have 0x squared minus x squared. Then we will have 2x minus 0x. Then we'll have -1 minus -1, which is 0, so those cancel. Then we have 3 minus 2, which is 1. Okay, so we'll move everything to one side, which probably this side over here, to make this positive. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. That's a quadratic, so we will factor it. Okay, so factors of factors of 1 that add to -2. It's minus 1, x minus 1. So we get x equals 1 with multiplicity of 2. So we don't need to look at both because we'll just get the same answer. So we're going to take this and we're going to plug it into either one of these. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, so if we just plug it into the top here, you get 2 times 1 minus y equals 3. So it's 2 minus y equals 3. So that's -y equals 1. So y equals -1. So you have 1 comma -1. That is your solution. So in this case, my parabola and my line intersect at one single point. Okay. All right, let's try one more. So we will look at -x squared plus y equals -7, and x squared plus y squared equals 9. All right, so here we have a circle and we have a parabola. So we're trying to see how does this circle interact with the parabola? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it can go from 4 to no to none types of solutions. Okay, so first we see that my x squareds kind of match up. So if I just add the two equations together, these will cancel out. So I can't add these together. So I'll have y plus, there's no y down there, so y. And then 0y squared plus y squared is plus y squared equals -7 plus 9 is 2. So I'll move, again, this is a quadratic here, so we'll just set it equal to 0. I need factors of 2 that subtract a 1. That's 2 and 1, y and y. Signs are different. The bigger one's positive. Okay, so here I get y equals 1 and -2. Okay, so I at least have two solutions. Okay, so now I need to take these values and plug them in to one of the equations up here. Okay, let's just plug it into the circle. So we have x squared plus 1 squared equals 9. So that's x squared equals 8. So that's x equals plus minus 2 radical 2. Square root of both sides, reduced my radical. We also need to plug in -2. So that's x squared plus -2 squared equals 9. That's x squared plus 4 equals 9. X squared equals 5. So x is plus minus radical 5. There's two more answers. Now remember which ones they went with. Okay, so I had 2 radical 2, comma 1, and -2 radical 2, 1,
I had radical 5 comma minus 2. And I had negative radical 5 comma negative 2. So in this case, my circle and parabola intersect 4 different times. Okay, that brings me to question number 2. Question number 2 is solve this. So you're going to solve that equation, which is a circle and a line, and you're going to see how those two interact with each other. So that was question number 2. Here are your suggested problems that I would definitely start trying. If you're going to be gone, I'll link right here is the lesson video that you can watch from there. No handout for this one. And question number 3 to have for class is bring your note card to class with something filled out on it. Okay, so you got three things for class. Don't forget to watch the lesson video if you need to. Thanks for watching.